Well, stepped on that sucker. I don't really mind a snake, but don't like stepping on them. This area that I'm hunting tonight is kind of a classic hub system. There's a bunch of points that lead down into a low area. They go out into some crops, and I just happen to have the absolutely perfect wind for it opening day, where the wind's gonna be blowing straight out down the hub into the crops, which is exactly what I needed. So you don't get very many perfect winds for this, and this one just happened to work out opening day. I just jumped a big buck, and he wasn't anywhere I expected him to be. Freaking right off this cut, this clear cut right here. It's an old gas line or something. Unbelievable. I just stopped right here to kind of take a break, and he was laying right in there somewhere. He jumped up and ran up that way. He was laying right there, right here on the other side of that log. Probably overlooking that hub down there, or that low area down there. He jumped up and went that way. I think I'm just going to keep on going where I had planned, and then hunt in this area tomorrow. Maybe he'll be back in here. All right, found me a little friend to sit and talk to for a minute. I'm at kind of the mouth of this hub, just kind of standing here, letting myself cool off a little bit. I'm just gonna make my way in here real slow, get set up. There's a hub scrape in here. Gonna get set up over that, and wait it out this evening. It's pretty early, but that's good. Give me time to get set up quiet and still. There's also quite a bit of wind, so that'll hide some noise. The more I think about jumping that buck, it's a good thing, because I didn't realize he was bedding right there. If that is one of his bedding areas, I'll be able to kind of set up on him tomorrow if I don't see him tonight. That'll be my next spot. I just walked this creek down through this little hub here, and I can just pop up out of the creek and set up here. And this oak scrape is right through there, maybe 15 to 20 yards. So I don't have to get very high, because I'll get up in some of this cover right here and should have a good shot. I typically like to come kind of from back in that way. There's a nice point right there. I'll bed on that point and come down and go out down to the hub here and out to wherever they go at night. All up here now. Just so I don't get asked a whole bunch of times in the comments section. That's my harness. I wear one every single time I'm in the tree, up and down the tree. It just connects kind of right behind my head from my waist, so you can't always see it when I'm standing up. So that's what it is. But it's a harness. I'm connected to the tree. I'm safe, everybody. No worries. Wear a harness if you don't. It's absolutely stupid to not wear one. Absolutely stupid. Too many people care about you, and it's selfish to not have one on.
I've just stopped right here and kind of taken a break. I'm going to make my way up in there just slow. It's going to take me a long time to go 100 yards. I can kind of see a trail that's going through here and up, which I'm assuming you can see on the map like a point that comes down very faintly. I'm assuming that's the trail he's going to be using, so that's the plan right now. I'm just going to sneak in slow. We got a little bit of wind, which is a good thing. There he is. Just kidding. I don't know how many sheds that's made for me this year, but it's a whole bunch. I found a bunch of sheds this year. This one's going to get left here, but it counts. Alright, I'm all set up now. I'll show you where that buck was bedding last night. Essentially, he was right up on top of this point up there. The main ridge runs this way, and he was right up on top of that, where the ridge almost crests, just up below it, in a deadfall. Had fallen over. He had his back right up against it, with the wind coming over his back like this. I assume watching down in here where I'm at, and can smell and everything behind him. If I would have just kept on walking last night, he probably wouldn't have even got up. He probably would have just let me walk by and then left or whatever, laid there until dark or whatever they did want to do. But so I got up in here really clean, and hopefully he's up there again tonight. Back by popular demand. Oh.
All right. Third hunt in here, chasing after that big one. Going to the kind of the farthest away spot, down in this little draw that goes out into some crop fields that are pretty far off of where the bedding is, but there's a couple really nice points where I've actually picked up some nice sheds and just found some good beds in general. So I'm excited about this evening. It's a little bit cooler today than it was over the weekend, so maybe tonight's the night.
The hills in here are full of those oaks, and they're chestnut oaks, or chestnut acorns. And the deer don't seem to care much for them early season. I think they're pretty high in tannins, so something they'll eat during late season, which is probably why I oftentimes find a lot of sheds in the hills here. But anyway, I'm about 3/4 of the way to where I'm going, so I'm gonna keep on going. Alright, so here's what I got going on. There is a couple of really good points up in there. You can kind of see them right there. And there's usually some good buck beddings there. And then another point right there, there's a good buck bedding. And I'm just setting off those points, probably 100 yards. There's also a lot of points coming down over this area right over here, which is about a 35-yard shot. So I can definitely shoot down in here if something would come off those points. We got a northeast wind, which should be blowing over the top of these points. And in theory, the bucks should be bedding up here with watching down in this low area with the wind to their back. There's also a really good trail right up here that is heavily used. So with that wind coming in my face here, I'll have to shoot them up there, but it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna get up here about as high as I can get, just with some of this good cover, and get ready for the evening. So here we go. set up now. On my right side, I'm like 4 feet off the ground. And then to my left, I'm like 60 feet off the ground. Not that high, but I feel like I'm way up here. And then right here, it's like ground level. I'm just on a side hill here. It's only about a 20-yard shot down to the bottom. And then, 10, 15 yards probably to that other trail that comes through here. So the deer, you can kind of see the points a lot better right here now. There's a point right there that comes down. There's one behind it that comes down, and there's one right back there that comes down. And then you can see this one here also that comes down. So if anything's coming out of those points tonight, I should be able to see them coming and get a shot down in here somewhere. Or if they use this main trail, a shot over there. So wind's good. Everything's lining up pretty good. My only concern is when the wind dies and my thermals dropping down to where the deer are going to be, which they will, but I'm thinking I can catch them before they hit my thermals. Just got to play it out and see how it goes. All right, let's get comfy and shoot us a deer tonight. Well, that buck is still at like 30 yards, but just a couple 1.5-year-old deer. Pretty cool though. I had a hard time filming them when they were behind me to my left, just because the camera arm wouldn't reach that far around me, so. But I got decent footage of that one right here. Just a little 8-pointer. The other one was just a little forky. There he goes. The big one didn't show up tonight, but I'm probably going to give it one more hunt before I go to Michigan. I leave for Michigan Wednesday. So, tomorrow's Tuesday. Give her a good try on Tuesday. I may hunt some of my private on tomorrow just so I can get back to the house quicker. And see what happens. I got a long walk back to the truck. It's nice seeing deer coming in the woods though. It's a good sign. It's a good feeling.
Well, when I got back to the Honda, I had a message from Gary, my buddy from Wisconsin's down hunting with me, and got a text that said BBD. I didn't. He shot it real early, I guess, but I was down in that low area. I didn't have service until I got to the top. When I got to the top, good news. So he's pulling in right now. We're packing out tonight.
Hey.
So what happened?
Got myself a good one, I think. Yeah, I was in a hub, and it worked out real perfect. Wind was blowing down through the hub. I got down to the base the long way, 2-mile walk. Went up the center of the hub, checked the camera they had in there from spring, and decided to move up further. Kind of just got 2 sticks high, wasn't very high, and sat down, kind of went through the card. There was a couple decent ones on there, but nothing from the last couple weeks, so I was like, maybe I should have got closer to the bedding yet. It wasn't 15 minutes and I heard a little bit of noise, and here a doe had come down that drainage and cut right in front of me 20 yards. So I got that on videotape, and I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. Too bad it wasn't a buck. And she crossed the drainage and then went and started feeding on some white acorns by some white oaks I was by. And I thought, well, that's a good sign. And not even 5 minutes later, I hear some commotion, turn the camera back on, and man, there was a buck on top of the ridge just making a ruckus. And you could just see the trees swinging. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that's a shooter. And it was probably a few minutes, and he was kind of screwing around up there, making more rubs, and then he came down the point just perfect. And I was like literally straight across from him. It was about a 30-yard shot, and I took this shot and I heard it hit, and he ran from my 1 o'clock down to my 3 o'clock, and I heard a crash. So here I am, I'm celebrating. I'm like, hell yeah, doing the beast dance. And I'm like, I look over and he stood up and he was just standing there broadside, like he was hurting bad. And I got the camera pointed at me. I'm like, oh no. And I have to use a crossbow because I have a bad elbow. And I'm like, oh, I have to get this thing back cranked up. And I thought, he's just standing there. I might as well get another shot in him.
Oh yeah.
So, yep, I turned the camera around and put the pin on him and touched off, and he ran up the hill. And I heard a crash, and I definitely heard a gurgling. So he should be laying dead in there. I backed out. It's about 2 miles in, so we're gonna have a long night.
So this is the start of the long night. I'm excited to get in there and find him.
Get the packs and
head in. Point out your tree real quick, and then just.
So I was in that maple right there, 2 sticks high, just above that brush there, not very high. And the wind was coming from this direction and cutting across down where I came in. And when the thermals were kicking in, when the wind died down, they were just going down this drainage here and gone. Up here in front of me is a thermal hub, and he came straight down that hill right there. I took the first shot, you'll see in the video, and then the second shot was right over here. Cool. I don't think I needed a second shot, but I just didn't want him.
Shoot until they're on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good play pass through.
There's some blood in this low area. What? There's a little blood in this low area. Just a little speck though.
Oh, you!
Dude, oh, dude, this is a toad. Dude, this is a giant.
You are the man.
I knew he didn't. I knew he wasn't up on them ridges. Dude,
that is the one I thought he was too.
They never go up hardly ever. Dude, that's a stud 9-pointer right there.
So I must have shot him.
You hit him way low and back, or not? You know.
Is that? No, that'd be the exit.
Yeah,
this is the other. This is the second shot.
So, yeah,
the other shot should be the entrance should be on the other side.
Oh, okay.
That's probably why he was standing there. It was a gut shot.
Woo! Oh, dude. All right, dude. Just for the record, I found 2 sheds in the dark.
I only see one.
I left the spikers in the. Oh, good job, buddy.
I wonder if
pick him up.
I want to see what the other side looks like. Dude, look at how thick those bases are.
Another stud,
sweet
dude.
Indiana buck.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me take a picture of my phone.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Indiana, second buck, 2 out of 3 years.
Early season too.
Yep.
In the hills.
was fourth day. Yeah. No, third day. Third day in the season. First year it only took me an hour.
Well, dude, we got a lot of work ahead of us. You ready to get started?
Can I just sit and stare at it for a while?
No, let's get him out of here.
Right.
No, I'm kidding. Right here. Okay. I'm gonna pull it up when you want. 2, 3. Okay. How's that feel?
It'll be better in a minute when they tighten everything up. She's heavy.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
What do you think?
I'm glad it's over. My back is too.
We made it. Got the meat, got the head, cape. People don't realize how rough the terrain is in Indiana.
It's not for the weary.
No. It's oddly similar to a western hunt whenever you're packing stuff in and going hunting and stuff. It's steep up and down stuff, but there he is. Gosh, just this video doesn't do it justice how big he is. Alright guys, see you on the next video. Peace.